Mi-temps qu'a foi, c'est podium pour tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Quel que soit côté où il y a à travers le monde, nous menons sur podium mi-temps qu'a foi. Moun sa yo, c'est moun pa yo, c'est moun pam yo. Nous devons valoriser dans mi-temps qu'a foi. Ce sont des haïtiens qui font un travail extraordinaire. Ils sont des moun ordinaires. Yo humble, yo pas aimé parler de tête yo. C'est ça yo fait qui parle pour yo. Et je dis à yo bon une chance. Yo vinn partager vie privée yo, vie professionnelle yo. Avec ou côté quoi besoin inspiration, côté que y a guidé pour capable progresser tout. Mi-temps qu'a foi. C'est podium tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Nous valoriser yo dans mi-temps qu'a foi. Nous saluons tout le monde, non pas moi, c'est Marc Leben, bienvenue dans Mi-temps qu'a foi. Nous connaissons que Mi-temps qu'a foi, c'est podium pour tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Et quel que soit côté, quel que soit l'âge, et quelle que soit la génération que vous la donne, nous menons dans le podium Mi-temps qu'a foi. Tant que je dis en anglais, sharing is caring, caring is sharing. Et je dis à nous gagner comme invité, M. Stephane Civil, qui va le faire parler avec nous, de tête li, de qui côté le sorti, de qui moun lié, qui j'en loué la vie, et son façon pour le capable partager tant expérience, connaissance avec jeunes qui dans la même génération avec lui, avec moun kankou yo. Parce que moun sa yo là, c'est moun pauvre yo, c'est moun pa nou yo gon bagay pour yo di, yo gon bagay pour yo apprendre nous. Et yo inspire nous, yo motive nous à partir de petits bagay qu'on prend dans histoire, vie personnelle yo, professionnelle yo, et puis scolaire yo, parce qu'il y a l'école, il y a un peu d'expérience que yo beaucoup fait, mais ça yo fait tellement d'importance et yo croit que yo supposé partager avec nous. Non pas moi, c'est Marc Leben. Nabdou, bienvenue dans Mi-temps qu'a foi. Mi-temps qu'a foi, c'est podium pour tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. C'est pas yo même qui parle de tête yo, c'est ça yo fait qui parle pour yo. Et c'est peut-être ça nous mène pour yo parler de tête yo sur podium Mi-temps qu'a foi. Monsieur Stephane Benoît Civil, Nabdou, bienvenue dans Mi-temps qu'a foi comme vous.
Mais bien. Mais là, mais bien, mais content. On fait ça pour tout le monde. Et puis, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Alors, Stéphane, what I'm going to ask you is just like, were you born in Haiti, in the US, and give me a little detail, okay, about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was born in the US, in Richmond, Virginia. And so far, the U.S. has been pretty good to me. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of opportunities, lots of things to learn. I was fortunate enough to be brought up in a good area, so access to education and resources was available, and it's just a matter of making the most of it.
Yeah. When you say that access to education was available, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you need and you should have people pushing you.
Yes.
Now, what can you tell us about your family? Mom, dad, aunties, uncles, okay, those that were there for you from day one.
So my older sister, first one to graduate, get a job, and really, I guess, make my parents proud. I would say definitely my family down here in Florida are motivators in that they've always say, stay in school, do what's right, you know, you know, and
stay focused.
Stay focused, exactly, stay focused. And then I guess close family friends, rather they're blood, but I consider them family at this point. They've definitely been motivators, kind of the same thing, always been encouraging, asking what I'm up to, things I'm interested in, you know, just, I don't know, like giving me, I guess, that support system.
What is the best thing that you can say that you have learned from people around you that you are using almost every day to stay focused, keep on what we call self-motivating you? What is it? Is there something specific that you can share with us?
I would say the self-motivating aspect is seeing them like come from Haiti and the struggle of that, come here to the US and then make a life for themselves and then try to do the same for us. I'd say that's definitely the biggest motivator for me, like, because like if they're from Haiti and they can come here and do what they've done, go to school, get a job, do the, what you would say, what you'd want the average American citizen to do, it's like, all right, now that I'm here, what can I do to like either implement that or like replicate that and then even take it even further? And my dad would always say like, if I can give you this, you should be able to do exactly what I've done, if not better. If anything, you should do better because I started here instead of in Haiti.
Because most of the time, I'm listening to you guys, even my children, and you today telling that the struggle that they went through, my parents went through. But sometimes you don't describe it to us.
Yeah.
If you had to describe the struggle your parents went through and you didn't have to deal with it, what are those things that you have seen that made you the person and to be able to think the way you're thinking right now?
Okay, so talk about my struggles that I faced here.
Their struggle.
Their struggles.
Okay, compared to you know, because they were not born here and everything. You know, can you describe what you have seen? What is the difference?
First and foremost, definitely like the language and culture barrier for sure. Just they always say, just having an accent already kind of puts you like, I guess, a little bit behind or whatnot. Like people won't, I guess, how do I say it?
Easily give you a job.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Culturally, it's just like, I mean, they're Haitian, you know? They don't know everything about America or American culture and things like that. So that's definitely kind of a struggle for them. The other thing is just like not knowing certain things, you know, rather it be personal finance, relationships, how to talk to people. It just, because like you know how to talk with your own kind of people, if that makes sense. So I'd say that's definitely been a struggle for them.
And second, they don't have two families to support. And
yeah,
and you don't have that, but they do.
That's another thing.
Because they have to be in the US and keep on sending home and trying to stabilize whatever they have within America or wherever they are living, and you don't have to be dealing with that because you have the backup and the support.
Yeah.
Okay, in whatever you are doing, but they didn't have that. They have to do it for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. And those are the things that you have seen, and it's at your advantage because you don't have to be dealing with that.
Right.
But there's something that you mentioned earlier is I call it the Haitian dream.
Yeah.
Most of you will call it the American dream, and I do believe in the Haitian dream.
Yeah.
And you have to go to school. You need to have a diploma, and you need to have a good job.
Yeah.
And you need to be someone that is very honest. This is what our parents, this is what I'm asking, okay, of my children as well.
Yeah.
And do you call that the American dream or the Haitian dream?
Honestly,
or both?
You can call it both. Just, I guess, the dream of life. Just being able to see, if like, from a Haitian parent perspective, being able to see, okay, myself come here, make a living, support back home, and then also do the best I can for my kids while they're here. I think that's, call it Haitian dream, American dream. I think it's just the dream of anyone that just wants to see their family and themselves be successful.
You are still in school and will be graduating soon.
Yes.
And then what is your major?
I'm an accounting major.
Yes. And how long do you have to go?
So I will be done with undergrad in May, but I'm going to either, if everything goes right, hopefully get into grad school and then get the additional credits that I need to get the CPA license. That would just be an additional year of schooling. And if not grad school, then however that may be, if it's not out of 4 year, like a college or higher education, then it'd be like at a community college or something like that because it's expensive.
Okay.
It's expensive.
Yeah, and expensive is one, but well, maybe a scholarship will be available.
Yes.
You can apply, but is it something easy to get?
I haven't gotten any scholarships, so
Okay.
I can't speak on it. I will say certain scholarships are designed for certain demographics and certain
Income.
income brackets. So if you don't meet those requirements, either you don't qualify off the rip, and if you do, the ones that you can, everyone is applying for them, so it kind of makes it hard. But I'm not trying to discourage people from applying for scholarships. I would recommend it no matter what. Anything you can get your hands on. And honestly, even if you don't qualify, I'd still say take a shot anyways, because, and I'll get into it later, I had taken a shot at something that I wasn't qualified for and it ended up working out well. So I would say no matter what, always look for scholarships.
I would like for you to expand on that. Something that you were not qualified, you thought that you will not be qualified, and then you end up having some success with it.
Yes.
And explain that to us, and how did you get to that, to take the steps to make that a success for you? How?
Okay, so so my freshman year of college, I was always hearing, like, with the second you enter college, that everyone's always talking about internships and this and that, and like what's gonna happen when you're done, and like setting yourself up for after college. At least that's what all like your advisors and all that, they'll definitely ask you those questions. Some will care, some won't, just to be honest. But if you surround yourself like with I guess like-minded people, you'll be talking about that a decent amount. And so for me, I had taken a shot. I had applied for an internship that I was not technically eligible for. That said, based off, I got an email, and one of the platforms they have for students, it's like an Indeed, or I would say, or like one of those job listing things, but designed for students. It's called Handshake. I had gone on there, I'd gotten an email from them. They were like, based off your graduation and your GPA, you qualify for this, this, and this. And so one of them was an accounting firm. And so I was just like, I don't know about this. I don't typically hire freshmen. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go and let me just see the process, if that makes sense, see how interviews go, so that, because I'm thinking ahead a little bit, it's just like, so when I actually do, like when I am qualified, all right, this is how it goes, I'm ready. So I had taken a shot. I had reached out, and I guess one of the recruiters that they have on campus, they sat down with me for a little bit, asked me a few questions, wanted to look at my resume. And then from there, she was just like, well, I like what I'm seeing, so go ahead and apply. I went ahead and applied. A few months later, and this is like right before COVID, she'd given me a call, or maybe just at the start of COVID, somewhere in that like March 2020, she had given me a call and said, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. Bad news is, you're a little early for this, and so based off your graduation date and whatnot, because they try to give you full-time offers and stuff after you've done an intern with them, they said you're a little young for this, so we're gonna delay it until the following summer. And so I was happy. The good news was delayed till the following summer.
Yes.
So I got the internship.
You know you will get it.
Yes. So I was happy. A few weeks later, I got the offer letter and filled all the paperwork, and then I was just waiting until the next summer to get started. And that's kind of where it all began from there.
But you sound just like a young man that will be open to take positive risk and never take no for an answer. Am I right?
Yes. Even if I'm told no, I'll find a way to get what I want. I kind of learned that, and it may sound bad, but like if my first boss told me this when I was working a sales job, when I was a freshman in college, he had told me, be intentional about anything and everything that you do in life. And at first, I didn't quite understand what he meant by that, but like as time moved on, I'm like, okay, this is what he really means. Like if you really want it, you have to make the sacrifices. You've got to do what no one else will, or what most people won't, to get it.
But the thing is, what do you think is important for your generation, people your age, when they need to get from A, B, and C, okay, as goals, okay, how did you go about yours that you can share? Maybe that will help others setting up, okay, the steps, okay, to achieve whatever they want to.
Okay, so for me, how it happened, like I mentioned earlier, it started with my dad, kind of in the middle school time. He was just right before high school. He was just like, okay, you need to start thinking about what you want to do, what interests you, because high school is gonna fly by like
Let's
that.
number one, have an honest conversation with your parents.
Honest
That's
conversation with
number
your
one.
parents,
Okay.
yes. And then from there, it's on you to kind of figure out, okay, just Google, YouTube, whatever resources is your pleasure. Go on there and just start looking into different things. Be curious, yes. And I guess for me, it helped because I'm naturally inquisitive. I'm naturally curious, want to learn and just like, I guess, be a little nerdy. I'll just point blank say it. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. But so like, yeah, I just start looking into things. And so like I looked into a number of things. Like I looked into being a doctor. I looked into what my dad does in IT. I've looked into being like a first responder, firefighter, police officer, all those things. What else? I looked into being an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Look for options.
Yes, I looked for many different options, and then eventually I just fell upon accounting and finance, and that's kind of what piqued my interest. And while I'm doing that, I'm just reading about these different careers, but also seeing like, okay, what do they pay? What do they pay over time? What is it actually like working in this? For example, like being a doctor, I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I love to help people and whatnot, but dealing with certain things, whether it's the politics of being a doctor or just blood and patient's sickness, all that stuff, like I didn't know if that was quite right for me. And also just med school is absolutely crazy. I don't know if I'd want to do another 10 years of school after. So I didn't want to do that. And then just for example's sake, I'll just use that for example's sake. And so I just eventually, after just process of illumination, figured, all right, I'll try the accounting and finance thing. I like numbers, it makes sense. And so that's kind of where it all started.
When you said you like numbers and everything, you're the kind of guy that will be going into like investment, real estate, all things like that, right?
Yeah, so personal finance wise, yes, yes. But ideally career wise, as far as accounting goes, I'm working with like a public accounting firm, but I don't know if I'll be doing that forever. So if not, I would like to get into an area, rather it be in real estate or any other type of investments, yes.
Yeah, you're still living at home?
Yes.
Okay, and why? Because I think that you can have a job, you can be on your own or whatsoever, but there is a good reason why you want to remain there with dad, mom, you know, be close to your family. And that is, why is that?
Point blank, it's money. It's not worth, college tuition on its own is already super expensive. And I don't know one person that's immune from having rough times, and so things happen. And so the better decision isn't necessarily to go and take a loan just to be on campus and live the life. There are its pros and cons with living at home, don't get me wrong, but it's just your parents have to work with you, you have to work with your parents, and then understand that at the end of the day, you're saving yourself a lot of money in the long run.
Okay, what I wanted to get, but you gave it to me,
Yeah.
but not the way maybe I would like to hear it.
Okay.
It's just like you're trying to say that the family support, the family backup, whatever at your age or at their age, okay, they should think differently and say, you know something, in order for me to save on money, time, and invest in studying and having something is going to be solid, it's better to deal with your parents and stay home, and then you are going to make sure that your future is bright.
Right.
This is what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. And how close are you with your siblings and your extended family? How close? And let me have that part first before the second.
I would say I'm close with my family, yes. I mean, I'm certainly not perfect, but I'm close with them. I keep good relationships with them. I mean, over time, I mean, everybody kind of goes on and moves on and out of the nest and does their own thing, but it's important to keep contact. It's important to check in, give an ear, make sure they're doing okay. At least it's with my siblings. With my dad, I would say, yeah, we've got a good relationship, yes.
How is that helping you?
It
Helping
helps.
you? That's the second part.
It helps, I guess, keep me motivated. Like, I know even if no matter what, there's somebody that's backing me. No matter what, there's somebody that will protect me, that will look after me, that will not let me fail, no matter what. Essentially,
Essential. And you get that from your family
Yes.
and from every angle. Okay. But in talking, you said that investment is good.
Yes.
Real estate is good.
Yes.
And what can you share with us
Okay.
that maybe will make me change my mind and some others change their mind, say, hey, let me look at real estate, let me look at investment. And then it's not going to be a waste of money, it's not going to be a waste of time. But you see what you see and you want to share that with us.
Yeah.
Just give me some details. Any example that crossed your mind?
Okay. So if you really want me to go into it, and
Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'd say before you put a penny into any sort of investment, understand what money is, what it means, understand kind of the macroeconomics of things. I think is very important before you put your money anywhere. Money isn't a dollar bill, for example. That's just a fiat currency. You know, the government can print that and do whatever they want with that. Yes, it's money, but it's not like, how do I say it? It can be easily manipulated.
Okay.
As opposed to real estate, that asset you own. And yes, there's manipulation within the real estate market, but that asset you own. You're in control of that. If you put the investment into your property, eventually, if you play your cards right, you will see the return. And that's why I believe investments are a good thing, because when inflation happens, like what we're seeing right now, I mean, I know I've been hit by it. I'm sure many people that are watching have been hit by it. And when you have assets, you're protected in a way because your money is worth more, not worth less over time. So that's the main thing for getting into investments. It's not a scam or anything like that. Of course, there are scammy investments, but not all sorts of investments like crypto are going to be scams where you're going to lose all your money. Another thing too is you must do your due diligence. You can't run in blind. You can't listen to what this guy said, what the Motley Fool said, what CNBC said. No, you have to be able to filter out the good from the bad and really understand what you're investing in, where you're putting your money. It's not like if it were easy, everyone would do it, everyone would be rich.
Okay, you are at VCU.
Yes.
That stands for?
Virginia Commonwealth University.
Okay, and on your fourth year.
Yes.
Now, how many young Haitian American that you have seen at that university? Do we have many?
No.
Okay.
I'm probably the only one I know. I'm so serious. Probably the only one I know. Not a lot of Haitians in Virginia and Richmond.
Yeah. Okay, and how do you feel about it?
I don't really feel any type of way, if that makes sense. I guess it's because I'm used to it at this point. It's always been that way.
Okay.
I mainly will see either other Haitians my age or other Haitians in general when we either go up north to New York or down south to Florida, because that's where most of family and close friends are concentrated.
Okay. But wherever they are, okay, they represent us.
Yes.
And they need to find a way to value themselves and value us. Whatever they do that will come out positive will reflect on me as well as negative on all of us. as yourself, what would you like to see the your generation focus on in terms of promoting our culture, promoting ourselves? What would you tell them?
Promoting our culture, promoting ourselves.
Yeah.
I would say definitely. I'll quote my dad on this one. He'll say, "You take the best of the culture and run with it. Leave everything else behind." And so I think that would be my best piece of advice. It would be like, take the good side. Like for me, I love the food, I love the music, I love the people, I love the dialogue. You know, we're funny people. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We're great people to be around, awesome people. And I would think that at least if you are Haitian and you're not within the Haitian community, I would say definitely focus on the good, not necessarily so much the not so good. I would say if you want to do like more of what I've done, I would say take some time for yourself, really think about what you want, what your goals are, and then how you're going to get them. And I wouldn't necessarily say don't think that just because you're Haitian or anything like that, that it's not achievable or anything like that. Like, I would never have that mindset. In fact, and in today's day and age, it's almost like a good thing. It's a good thing because more and more companies and places are looking for the diversity and more ethnicity and more like not so much, I guess, moon blanc everywhere.
Okay. It's been in order for them to be ready whenever the opportunity will come, what should they do?
To be ready,
because
prepare
you will
yourself.
have the opportunity no matter what.
You'll have the opportunity no matter what. I would say talk to people within the area that you're interested in.
Okay, establish a network.
Establish a network because, and I've been told this many times, your network is your net worth. Yes, yes. I've come across that saying many times, and it is true. It is very true. And so I would say, like, really evaluate your social circle. Look around, see who is holding you, pulling you down, bringing you down, instead of who's helping you. And not everything has to be necessarily transactional. It could just be like who adds something to your life, who makes you happy, who makes you motivated. You know, people like that. I mean, you're going to need all sorts of people, not just people that are going to help you make money. I mean, yes, if that's what you want, you're going to need those kinds of people. But I've come to learn there's more. You need more to your circle than just that.
Is it okay to be selective?
Yes.
To be successful?
I think it's okay to be selective.
And can you just give me example, being selective? That will help. Sometimes, you're too selective, man. You know, un petit gens trop bagay, ou pas qu'à faire ça comme ça, non, obligé ou peine. But sometimes being selective can help a lot.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't think that it's wrong, but it's positive.
Right.
Can just explain to me.
Okay. So, yes, to your point, definitely go into it with an open mind, for sure. Go in with an open mind. Don't just judge and select, like automatically write someone off just off first glance, because that person may be the best person that's ever run into you in your life. So yes, I would say keep an open mind. However, once you've started to like make that communication, you get a sense of who they are. I would say, okay, from that point, look for any red flags or any things that you really don't like. Know what you want, know what you can put up with, and know like what kinds of personalities you work well with and what kind of personalities you don't work well with. And that's the best way for you to be selective. I guess look for behaviors that you are familiar, accustomed with, that you are okay with, and then the ones that aren't, I would filter those out. It's just kind of like a give and take, what I like, what I can put up with versus what I don't like, what I haven't learned from home and what I don't know. Even if what you don't know may be good, like don't write it off immediately, but like if you know it's not good, don't engage.
And ask questions.
Ask questions, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said something earlier about you took your resume and after that they said, okay, this is when you are going to be able to. And most of the time, at my age, I have a resume. Okay, I have more experience compared to you.
Yeah.
But you have less. And if they want to have a resume, okay, let me put it that way. Your people.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And your generation.
My generation.
And want to have a resume. They don't have the experience. What should they put in a resume that if they are going to apply for, let's say they are going to go to that school, they have something that they will offer in order for them to be their internship, okay, to be participating in that internship, they need to have an interview. What you had on your resume?
So what I had, so remember when I said earlier, back in high school, access to resources and all that stuff. Fortunately, I was like in high school, I think it's either your counselor, they'll start helping you build that resume for when you go into college. And then from there, your advisor in college, well, if they're a good advisor, of course, will put in the time and help you, but also you need to kind of be on it with your advisor to make sure that this is what I need. Make sure they're not like sending you in any sort of direction.
Okay.
If you don't have a lot of experience, when I applied, I didn't have that much experience. The only experience I really could put on there were just the classes that I've taken so far in college, which weren't many. It was like 4 or 5 classes at the time. I guess any sort of extracurriculars I had done in high school, some of which were like, I had done rec basketball. They want to see things like that, like if you play a sport, if you volunteer, if you play an instrument, anything that kind of makes you unique or different, because
volunteering sometimes.
Volunteering.
Okay, whether it's in church or
yes,
wherever.
Exactly. And yeah, just things like that. They want to see like what you've done outside of school. That's what they're looking for, because everybody's the same at that point. Coming out of high school, you haven't really worked much, and if you did, it's just like a part-time job or something like that. And there, you do learn some things there, and that if you did have a part-time job in high school, in my opinion, that sets you up a little bit better when it's time to put things on your resume, because you probably have some of the customer service experience, you know how to talk to people and things like that. So I would say that's definitely things you can put on your resume. And I put some of my interests on my resume to get them so what I've done outside of school, and then what I'm interested in, just to give them a sense of who I am and what I could potentially bring to the organization.
Okay. It's just like I wanted to, you said it, but not the words that I was thinking, I had on my mind.
Okay.
Character
Yes.
matter.
Yes.
Okay, let's mean, okay, you clean the house, you help your parents during the weekend, and you go to whatever supermarket to buy stuff, you help them prepare stuff, and you have a church that you go to with your parents, or wherever you are going. Those are experience that you can put on a resume, because I'm always saying that all of us can have one, but you just don't know what to put on it. But if you go and start by saying, what do you do on a daily basis? What is my participation at home? Okay, how am I dealing with my parents and my friends and everything? And do you go to the corner store and sometimes you talk to people and you help what you there? Okay, and those are, you can say, I'm caring, this is what I have done, and all of those. And as reference, you have your parents. People will say they will be biased. It's normal, okay? They have to. But they are going to tell the truth about your character. Those things that they want you to improve on, and they are telling you that almost every day. But it's good to have to stay on your toes and accept that when you do wrong and make it better. You learn from it, and then you become better. Those are the things that you are going to use to start in life, okay? As you said, by getting a job and being in that internship, that helped you a lot, and all of those. And is there something that is specific for you that you would like to share with the people in Namita Kafua that they need to know about you, or something that you, let's say again, I love doing it with you, your people, your generation.
Yes.
That, okay, for them to understand if they want to be successful, okay, or be on the path to be successful, what needs to be done.
Okay.
Can you share that with us? Do you consider yourself as a successful young man? That's one.
At the point that I am right now, I would say yes.
Okay.
And I'll go into it a little bit personally.
Go ahead.
So growing up, and this is kind of gonna segue into, I guess, the advice that I'd want to give to people. Growing up, I was a big boy. I was not in the best of shape growing up. I'll tell you that. And so, over the years, I kind of worked on that. Started eating right. Started exercising, which leads me to the next point of discipline. It helps. It's easier said than done. It's still something that I struggle with different things, but definitely having the discipline for certain things helps for what you want. And so that leads to my first point. Before you do anything in life, and my current boss, we talk about it all the time, health. Make sure your health is right, first and foremost, because your health will kind of, how do I say it? It contributes to how you interact with people, your relationships, and all that things. People don't really necessarily think about that, but like if you're not in the right mindset, if your body, body, mind, and soul, if those aren't taken care of, I don't see anyone really being successful in anything that they do. So first and foremost, take care of you. And of course, be there for your family and whatnot, but make sure you're okay too. I would start with that. Like I mentioned earlier, be intentional with what you want. It will go a long way. And you may not know what it means at first, but once you start doing and stop like thinking or procrastinating, then you'll start realizing, okay, this is what I need to do. And once you can kind of envision it, which is like the key part, like once you can see yourself in it, then like everything changes. Everything changes. Finding a mentor helps a lot. I've been fortunate enough, so when I'm not interning with one of the bigger companies, I intern for a small business owner. He also started within accounting and the accounting profession, and then eventually ventured off into real estate. And so for me, that makes a really good mentor because, I mean, we kind of have that same accounting foundation and then the same interest of getting into real estate. So definitely finding a mentor is very helpful if you want to achieve certain things, because you're gonna need somebody that's been through it to give you some advice, give you some things that they wish they had known when they were my age or our age.
I know you, I can say that, but I would like to get into your mind. I know how close you were with Grandpa and Grandma because I know the family.
Yeah.
And you miss them a lot. We all do.
Yeah.
Okay. But what will you tell Grandpa and Grandma if you see them now, knowing how they get to the US, the struggle, and for you to be at that point and having options that your dad didn't have?
Yes.
What would you tell them?
I'd start with thank you. I'd start with thank you, merci beaucoup. Because if they didn't make the sacrifice to come here, who knows, maybe I would have been born in Haiti, and my whole life could have been completely different. So first and foremost, thank you. I'm not gonna let you down. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, before my grandma passed, I mean, she would always be encouraging. She would always be like, "Biga mette tu nazin, biga fe on se bagai." Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she would always say that, but she would always show that she was proud that she loved us, and that I would just tell her, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Even if you're not here, I will make you proud. I will make my family proud, and I will continue to strive for success, strive for success, happiness, and just, that.
Your success is for you only? Is it for the whole Haitian community? How do you see your success? How do you define it?
I would say my success is for me, my family, Haitian community, any Black American out there. That is definitely what my success means, because it's success for everyone, because like I was saying earlier, if you can envision it, if you're at home and you're watching this, if you can see me up here talking, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it tells you it is achievable, it's possible. Like, we same ancestors and whatnot, it's possible.
The thing is, I'm looking at you and talking to you, I think that you can be like a motivational speaker. And maybe I'm going to have you again on my show, maybe to have a show. You will be the host with young people your age, and then have an open discussion and see where they at. Okay. I think that I'll be thinking about it and have you do that. But okay. If people wants to contact you, and I know that you have some good advice and that you will be able to give to people your age, even older, and if they want to contact you, how they can do that, Stephane? Do you have an email?
Yes, they can reach me through email. It is, you want me to write it down?
You can say it.
The Steph Civil, STEPH, Civil, CIVIL, 16 at gmail.com. That is the email. I don't have my LinkedIn off the top of my head, but okay. I can share that with you.
Yes, you can share that. We can put it on Mita Kafua. But yes. Stephane Civil at...
Steph Civil at...
Steph, okay, Steph, STEPH, right? Civil, CIVIL, at Gmail. 16, okay, .com. Okay, and then we'll be able to type that and put it for you to see, and it will be noted as well. You can have contact, maybe you need some advice, same age or older, and you want to talk about real estate investment. He's open. And the schooling that you're having, your major, you're in your 4th year.
Yes.
And you will be a CPA soon.
Yes.
Okay, and this is your goal. But est-ce que gen moun nan famille qui est arrivé dans question chiffre, ou bien c'est ou même qui branche plus sous affaire chiffre? Est-ce que l'autre moun dans famille?
I would say
pas aussi loin même Jean là. Peut-être.
Gen des moun qui ne même like
domaine.
Oui.
Okay.
Mais gen des moun qui pas.
Qui pas là-dedans. OK. Mais ou même ou voulez aller plus loin.
Oui.
Vous voulez aller plus loin, pas camper là seulement.
Oui.
OK. Alors Stephane, est-ce que gen un autre bagay que tu as aimé partager avec nous avant que nous disions bye bye?
Yes.
Okay.
Never give up. Never give up. Everyone, if you're young, you're watching this, you have time. It's never too late for anyone. Even if you're older, it's never too late to start taking kind of your life into control and not letting life control you. I would say read a lot. And you can read about the personal finance, the investments and all that stuff too, but I would say definitely read more on like self-improvement and things that you find interesting, because believe it or not, those will ultimately help you with the decisions you make when it comes to personal finance. And I would say enjoy life. Don't make everything about money or think about like a get rich quick, anything like that. Like, make sure what you're doing is wholesome. It's something that is sustainable. It's something that you wouldn't feel ashamed of, that you wouldn't mind passing down to your children or anything like that.
Stephane, Nabdou, merci pour participation en Mitan Kafua. Et bien content de recevoir. Et puis tout le monde qui t'a regardé, me souhaite que nous joignent des bagailles qui motivent nous et qui influencent nous, qui fait nous penser positivement et puis penser nous déjà bon déjà, qui j'en va améliorer tête nous beaucoup plus, et que nous gain goal, nous compte qui côté nous voulons aller, et support famille extrêmement important, tant que Stephane dit, et il gain backup tout le monde, il gain support tout le monde dans tout ça que l'a fait, et ou même on en là Stephane, et tant que Stephane dit capable de répéter, rester focus. Tant des familles.
Oui.
OK, gain un esprit ouvert, be open-minded,
Yes.
and look for options.
Yes.
Make sure that whatever you are doing, stay on the right path, and then you will have a resume. Maybe you find an internship that you are interested in or not. Because sometimes you might see something you are not interested, but they give you that internship, say, man, this is where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you go, and you became a success. Okay, a successful person for you, okay, for your family and your community. Okay, ça pour nous faire, c'est pour nous continuer à valoriser tête nous dans mi temps qu'à fois. Est-ce qu'on dit ça? Valoriser tête ou dans mi temps qu'à fois.
Namita Kafua.
Stéphane, Nabdou, merci. Et même si que tu dit c'est ton dernier mot, mais est-ce que dans l'autre bagaille que avant que n'aller avant dit bye bye, que tu as dit qui est important?
Self-reflection.
Self-reflection.
Yes. Self-reflection. Self-reflect, meditate, clear your mind. It's
Stay
good.
focused.
Stay focused.
Stéphane, merci pour participation dans Mitan Kafwa. Nous valorisons dans Mitan Kafwa. Stay positif and stay focused. Nous-mêmes tout, restez positif, restez focus. Mitan Kafwa, c'est podium tout haïtien, ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Quel que soit côté et quel que soit l'âge, nous menons sur podium Mitan Kafwa. C'est un série de monde qui pas parler de tête, c'est ça yo fait qui parler pour yo. Et nous menons sur podium pour parler de tête. Non pas moi, c'est Marc Lubin, n'a dit tout le monde merci, n'a dit encore Stéphane Benoît Civil, n'a dit merci. Pour qui ça n'a fait? N'a continué valoriser tête nous dans Mitan Kafwa. À la prochaine. Mitan Kafwa, c'est podium pour tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Quel que soit côté où il y a à travers le monde, nous menons sur podium Mitan Kafwa. Moun sa yo, c'est moun pa yo, c'est moun pam yo. Nous devons valoriser dans Mitan Kafwa. Ce sont des haïtiens qui font un travail extraordinaire. Ils sont des moun ordinaires. Yo humble, yo pas aimer parler de tête yo. C'est ça yo fait qui parle pour yo. Et je dis à yo ban nous chance. Yo vinn partager vie privée yo, vie professionnelle yo. Avec vous, côté quoi besoin inspiration, côté que y a guidé pour capable progresser tout. Mitan Kafwa, c'est podium tout haïtien ordinaire qui font un travail extraordinaire. Nous valorisons dans Mitan Kafwa.